Hi everybody, happy February, the month of love. Tonight's video series is about just that, how to heal from heartache, no matter where it comes from. So first and foremost, thank you for watching. Second of all, February, right? February, everybody thinks, ooh, Valentine's Day, it's the month of romance. You know, the true story about Valentine's Day, of course, is St. Valentine was slaughtered for trying to keep people together, and it just didn't turn out very well. And you know, to me, I always look at the month of love as it's not just about romantic love, it is about self-love, you know, and that's a big deal. And we have love for lots of things, you know, love for self, love for our significant other, love for our children, our parents, our siblings, family, friends, you know, love for something, right? It could be a project, it could be a job, it could be a career, it could be a business, it could be anything. It could be your pets, right? A lot of people prefer pets over people, which some days I don't blame them. But besides that, I mean, you know, I'm joking, but it's true. You know, we have so much out there that we can love. Love for the earth, the environment, for everything, you know? And love, you know, is one of those things, like I've seen memes on social media. It says, if we could spread love as easily as we spread negativity and gossip, could you imagine how beautiful this world could be? Think about that. We're very quick as humans to jump on the drama wagon. Oh my God, did you hear this? Oh my God, did you hear about so-and-so? Oh my God, did you hear what happened? You know, yes, there's stuff in the news that we should be aware of course, because it involves our lives, our well-being or anything else. But, you know, the personal gossip of, you know, this one said this and that one did that. And oh my God. And that's one of the reasons I do not watch reality TV, because it's a bunch of bullshit. Plain and simple. It is scripted. It is bull. It is no good for you. You know, to do our best to be away from the negativity is basically something that's definitely going to help your heart to stay open. Okay. So let's get started. Where does love start? You know, right from day one, the day you're born, your mother's holding you, your father's holding you. Under certain circumstances, that may not have happened for you. And if that's the case, then I'm sorry. But for the most part, you've had love from day one. You were loved the minute you were conceived. The minute your parents found out you were coming into this world, love started. You know, because love is a feeling. It's not a thing. I mean, think about that. It's a feeling. So if your mother's carrying you and all she has is this internal love for this little person she hasn't even met yet, imagine what you're feeling when you're in there, you know, in utero, just waiting to be born someday, you know, whatever your day is. And it's just crazy. It's how it starts, you know. So you come into this world and your parents love you, you know, and then you have siblings and they love you. And, you know, you have grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins and so on and so forth. And you start building friendships, you know, and then relationships, and then life in general. Like, I love this and I love that and I love to do this and I love to do that. But along the way, it's not that simple, of course, because you may have been born into these parents who maybe were excited that you were coming into this world. But once you got here, it was hard. It was expensive. It was stress like no other. And as a parent, I know all those things happen, you know, but the difference is some people will reach out and get help from other people. Like, hey, would you give me a hand? I could really use a break. You know, this whole new parent thing is just like, it's a lot and I could really use a break. You know, that's one thing. But you might have been born to parents who, shut up, stop crying. Shut up or I'll give you something to cry about. What are you, stupid? What's wrong with you? Don't you not understand English? You know, and the comments just go on and on and on. You can only imagine. So those are things that kind of break your heart, because as a child, the first thing you're thinking of is, oh my God, I am not doing enough to make my parents proud of me. I'm not doing things right, so therefore they're not happy with me. And already your heart's broken. Then maybe you have family members who say something. Oh, hey, look at you. You're looking a little pudgy around the edges. I had that one when I was a kid. Oh, look at you. You gained some weight, huh? Getting a little fat, a little chubby. I'm like, oh my God. Like, really? Like, okay, so I've spent my majority of my life going, oh my God, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat. Only to look back at pictures now and go, what was I thinking? I was not fat. But again, words get in your head. It breaks your heart that people talk to you like that, but you don't say anything. You just kind of keep going about your business. And then, you get into middle school, high school, and then all of a sudden it's starting, the dating scene happens. You got a crush on this one, an infatuation with that one, maybe dating this one, only to have your heart broken again because, of course, you're still a kid, As you're going through it, you don't think of yourself as a kid. You think, oh my goodness, I'm 16. I'm, grown up. And it's like, yeah, no, not quite. So now, okay, your parents have treated you badly. You have a relative that may have said something to hurt your feelings and make you feel bad for yourself. You have a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is during school that you've had what you say is a relationship only to have it fall apart. And then you go out with someone else and it happens again. Then you have a friend who stabs you in the back. You see where all this is going? And these are things that we all experience. It's called life. And no, it's not always easy. And no, it's not always easy to heal from. Sometimes, depending on who you are, we'll take every single hurt, just in that short little bit of story I was giving you, and take each piece and put it in the dungeon, lock the door, don't want to look at it again. I'm fine. I'm okay. No, you're not. No, not at all. So what happens is that dungeon starts filling up, and it fills up, and it fills up, and it fills up. And then as you get older, then comes the self-love that falls apart. Or even falls apart before that, because now, you've already thought, well, my parents think I'm stupid. I can't keep a significant other. My family thinks I'm fat, so that must mean I'm ugly. So hear all the negativity about your own self already. And that's all in the dungeon too. So now, let's say you're in your 20s, right? You meet somebody, they think you're cute, and you're thinking like, oh my God, they're really interesting, I'm attracted. Oh, but they can't really like me because I'm not beautiful like they said. No. Oh my God, self-love down the toilet, right? But again, your heart's broken. And that's the best way to describe it. Your heart is broken. It's not at its full capacity. So how I look at that myself is I look at the chakras, okay? So now, of course, we're talking about love, so it's the heart chakra. So for me, I see this big, round, green ball of light. And when somebody has a heartbreak, emotional traumas, I see cracks, and I see breaks, and I see chips missing in their chakra. That's what we all have. Now, how do we get rid of all that? Oh, my God. One day at a time. Okay? But remember, throughout life, people can hurt you mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, any of those things. Can you heal from that? Yes, you can. Can you build up your resistance to bullshit? Yes, you can. Okay? Will it take time? Yes, it will. But you have to keep it going. You have to continuously work on yourself day after day after day after day, because life is life and life is always going to happen. So therefore, if you want to keep your heart intact to the best of your ability, you got to keep working at it. Don't give up on it. I've seen people come into my office and they're like, they get a reading and I says, oh, I see somebody around the corner for you who's very interested. Nope. Don't not go in there. Don't want a relationship. I'm not dating anybody. It's bullshit. All men are the same. All women are the same, whatever it is. And it's like, no, they're not. You have this big wall in front of your heart and you're not letting anyone in because you have not healed from your past relationships. Healing has to take place. We cannot just take this stuff and throw it in the dungeon and lock the door and toss the key. You just can't do that. That means you've never healed. You've just tossed it aside and forgotten about it. Okay? Another thing too is, besides thinking everybody's the same, it's like we have this really hard time like just letting people in general. I've talked to somebody recently who is like, I have like all this love coming in my direction and I just don't understand it. I find it very overwhelming. And it's like, that's a wonderful thing. But if you're not used to that, it is very overwhelming. And love can be coming at you in many different directions. A friend who offers help, a significant other who is there to hold your hand, through whatever you're going through. Children who call and check on you. Love could come from a church. It can come from a group that you belong to. It can come from your therapist. It can come from your Reiki practitioner. It can come from anywhere. You know what I mean? Some stranger can just walk up to you and go, oh, hey, right? You look great today. And it's like, what was that for? I always say, you know what? Thank you. Because somebody sent this beautiful person to me. In fact, it happened to me this evening. I was at the store grabbing a couple of things, and this woman just approached me and went, oh my God, your hair is gorgeous. Who does it? I need to find somebody who can do that for me. And she goes, I just love it. It just suits you so well, and it's beautiful. And I'm like, wow, thank you. I don't cut it, but I do style it every day, and it is who I am. My hair's been like this, oh my God, for years. And, it comes in all different directions. You never know why. Just accept it, acknowledge it, and be grateful for it. So healing needs to take place. So again, I was saying, it's life happens. And if you live to 100, you've got 100 years of life to work through. Does it get easier? Of course it does. Because we learn to receive the hurt, process the hurt, and then let go of the hurt. You find that something that might have upset you to no end at one point in your life now is like, whatever. Do I like it? No. But you know what? I'm not going to let it occupy my space. I'm not going to let it occupy my mind. I'm letting it go. And yes, you can get to that point. I'm at that point. I have been there for quite some time now. And it's because I've worked at it. So how did I heal? I have been through family stuff. I have been through friendship stuff. I have been through 2 marriages. Some dating people that I was with that it didn't work out. Business is not always perfect. You know what I mean? It goes up, it goes down, whatever. Things happen. Life happens. I have kids, so things happen to them, which feels like it happens to me. So how have I healed over the years? For me, it was a lot of just getting into my spiritual self. Once that door opened and that opportunity was there, I jumped on it. So yes, I Reiki all the time. When I go to bed, I just lay my hands on myself for a little while, knowing that the energy is passing through my hands to my body, to my soul, to everything. So whatever I need to let go of, I let go of. I have listened to meditations. I have done my own meditations. I have journaled. I have gone for walks. I have gone to retreats. I have taken classes. I have been parts of groups. I have facilitated groups. Even when I facilitate a group, I might say something that somebody else may counteract it with another comment and make me think. And I'm going, you know what? You're right. Because just because I do what I do doesn't mean I'm perfect. It doesn't mean I have all the right answers all the time. But it's nice for me to know that somebody else can pop in and tell me something which helps me to learn something else and see things in a different way. So there's always ways of learning. There's always ways of healing. Now, I want to go with the relationship thing. It's, of course, the whole Valentine's Day thing. Now, if you have been with somebody who cheated on you, it's not because you're not good enough. It's not because you're not pretty enough. It's not because you're not handsome enough. It's not because you weren't good in bed, okay? It's because the person who cheated on you is just not a good person. They have no communication skills. They're just not in a good state of positivity. They're not in a good state of love. Maybe they were never loved the way they were supposed to be loved. Goes back to that now. What happened in their lifetime? You know what I mean? Did their parents cheat on one another? So therefore, maybe they're cheating on one another. And I find when these things repeat themselves from generation to generation, it's because it's a pattern that nobody's breaking. Just because your parents did something doesn't mean you have to do it. Okay? So if one of your parents was an alcoholic, does that mean you should be one? No. No. So if your parents cheated and an opportunity arises for you to do the same, should you say yes? No. If you're not happy with who you're with, you need to communicate. And if they're not communicating, then things don't get fixed. And maybe you shouldn't be with that person anyway. Think about that. So yes, it hurts. It's heartache. It's grief. But you know what? At the same time, sometimes you got to turn around and go, you know what? Thank you. Because if you hadn't made that happen, I'd probably still be with that person, and that person's not good for me. So think about all the angles. But still, we do need to heal from it. So maybe that person has got you so angry that you just can't stop thinking about it. I want you to journal. I want you to write that person a letter. I want you to scream. I want you to holler. I want you to swear. I want you to write everything you're thinking and feeling onto paper. Penmanship doesn't count. Spelling doesn't count. Just get everything out onto that piece of paper. Take that thing outside and burn it. That will help. You may have to do it a few times, but it helps. Go for walks. Let your mind filter out all its junk. Okay? Do some meditation. Talk to a friend. Go to a counselor. These are ways of healing. Come see somebody like me who does Reiki. It doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody. I don't care who you go see. Whoever you're comfortable with. Reiki helps emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, all of those things. Get some healing done. Because you want to be able to move forward in life by healing the heart that's been broken, but also being able to move on in life so that your heart can be filled again. Those are some suggestions. There's many, many, many different things that you can be doing to help yourself. Another thing, other than romantic relationships, family, friends, okay? They all fall into the same category. If they have done you wrong and they are not willing to talk about it, they're not willing to work through it, again, fix it, change it, or let it go. That's the best way to do it. It sounds very cold. It sounds very abrupt, but you're going to drive yourself crazy to try to get someone who is already not treating you well to accept you again, even though you said something. And is it worth it? Parents are parents, and I know everybody's supposed to have parents who love them and care for them and all those great things, but you know what? Sometimes it just doesn't work that way. Sometimes I think it's just their job to get you here, to this earth. And anything after that is unfortunate, But again, if I know somebody who's a client, and obviously I'm not going to mention any names, but, this person is a really great person, and they're really moving forward in life, and yet one of their parents will make it a point to come in and just slam them with every negative possibility just to make them feel this big again. And it's like, stop listening. Stop going. Stop calling. You be in control. If you feel the need, you got to call because it's your mom or it's your dad. Then you call up, hi, how's things? And the minute the negativity stops, says, you know what, that's too bad you feel that way. But you know what, I got to go. I have to be somewhere. Bye. And click. Okay? You be in control of how you guys talk or communicate or connect with one another. Because you don't need to take that from anybody. I tell people all the time, we're raised in society says that's your family. You have to be with them. No, you don't. No, you don't. I will argue that point left and right. If they treat you like trash, why would you want to be with people who treat you like trash? No, it's wrong. It's wrong. If your parents are willing to tell you, don't hang out with that girl or don't hang out with that boy because they're not good for you, then why are you going to hang out with them if they're not good for you? Obviously, if you're underage, you have no choice, but at the same time, you can find ways to work through it, okay? So yeah, family, friends, create boundaries. And stop worrying about I don't want to make anybody feel bad. I feel guilty. I'm like, do you think they think any of those things about you? They don't. All they're doing is hurting you and hurting you and hurting you. They have hurt you. They've said they'd change. They hurt you again. They said they'd change. They hurt you again. Hello. You see the pattern? It's nonstop. So guess what? You stop it. You stop it. Time out. I'm done. You have to do what's best for you. Okay? You want your heart to heal? Well, it's like wanting your heart to heal is like getting surgery. Okay? You've been cut open and they tell you don't do this and don't do that because it could break open. And you go, okay, but then you go ahead and do something anyway. So now the suture's split. And then you're rushing back going, oh my God, they split. Well, what'd you do? You shouldn't have done that. I know. Think about that. I know we find it hard. Been there, done that. Now I'm like, oh, I hate dealing with conflict. I really do. But you know what? I got to bite the bullet and just do it. And push my fear aside and do it. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to spend life just living with a broken heart all the time. And that's no fun. So speak up. Set some boundaries. And if these people can't honor those boundaries, I love you from a distance. That's it. Okay. So the next thing is the big thing, self-love. Self-love. How many of you can go, I say I love you to myself all the time? Not many, I'm sure. Anyway, me neither at one point. Do I do this every day? No. But I'll look at myself in the mirror when I'm getting ready and I'll say, you know what? I'm 57 years old and I look pretty damn good. I feel good. And I love who I am. I do. Again, not every single day, but I do it. So, when it comes to self-love, I want you to love every bit of yourself. From your outer to your inner and everything in between. Okay? Anything anybody's ever told you, you're not good enough, you're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, I don't care what it is. Take that, write it down, burn it. It's not your truth. What other people tell you is not your truth. You have to look at yourself and know that you are perfect as you are. Do I need to be a size 2 or a size 4 to be perfect? Heck no. Was I there at one point? Yes, I was. I'm not that anymore, but that's okay because I am not my body. I am here, inside here. My consciousness, my soul, my spirit is who I am. So whether I weigh 110 pounds or 210 pounds, if I treat you good, I treat you good. It doesn't matter what I look like. It's all about the person inside as well as outside. And I only say that because in romantic situations, many times we have to have that attraction, physical attraction, it is part of it. It's animal instincts. You know what I mean? Even animals will do the same thing. Just like the peacock for that matter. The peacock will shine his big feathers around and do a dance, but she may still go, yeah, not you. It is what it is. It's animal instincts. Anyway, but a lot of times what I find a lot of women do, and I'm sure men do this too, but I've personally run into women who have done this, is we all have that hole in our heart from when we've been hurt. And what happens is we end up meeting somebody new. And of course, you know the feeling when you first meet somebody new. It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like you're all giddy and you're smiling and like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. And what you're doing is taking that person and filling that void. I'm going to tell you right now, this is something that was told to me and I was like, really? Come on. Yeah, I'm telling you now, really, come on. When you can be 100% happy with yourself, by yourself, then you can accept somebody in your life. Why? Because you're going to be with somebody because you want to, not because you have to. I know people that break up with somebody this day and by next week they've already got somebody new. And it's like, Have you even taken time to breathe, to heal, to get past whatever happened? Nope, they're filling that void. So somebody came in, filled the void, they left and took it with them. So somebody new comes in, fills the void. And it's like, you're not doing anything besides repeating the same pattern. I've been alone for 11 years. I've dated a couple of people. But you know what? I'm pretty happy all by myself. I am content. If I meet somebody, fantastic. It'd be nice to have a companion to go out with once in a while, But I don't feel I need one. I don't feel like I have to have one. But if it happens, I would be very happy. That's the difference. So do not meet people to fill a void that you have. You need to fill the void with self-love, self-care, and self-awareness. So no matter what part of your heart needs healing, whether it's from yourself, from a significant other, from your family, from your friends, from a loss of a job, losing a business, whatever it may be, any loss, any grief, because grief, of course, is right up there with all of them. We've all lost people that have passed on and they're no longer here. Grief is a tough one. It sits, I think it sits deeper than a divorce or a breakup. It definitely does. So think about that. Even if someone's passed away and you can't get over that person's death, you can't get past the grief, write them a letter. I know it sounds weird, but you know what? Write them a letter, because one, their spirit will be right over your shoulder watching. And two, it helps you to get out whatever is stuck, whatever heartache is stuck from their passing. Maybe you have unresolved issues. Maybe you left things unsaid. Maybe you weren't there when they passed, which I can tell you right now, if you didn't make it to wherever they were at when they passed, it's because you weren't meant to. Both my grandparents died, and I wasn't there for either one when they died. I got there after the fact. And I would remember being so mad, and somebody told me, said, because they didn't want you to see them pass. And sometimes that's how it is. So don't feel guilty. Don't be super upset. Don't drive yourself crazy. Heal from your grief. I know people have lost children. That, oh my God, I can't even imagine. Do they move on with life? Sure. Are they happy in life? Sure. Is that grief still there? Oh, of course it is. Do they let it drag them down to the point where they can't function day after day? No. Because life goes on. Life goes on. So whatever you need to do for yourself to heal your hurting heart, let this month of February be a month of self-care, not just romantic love, okay? Meditate, journal, write letters and burn them, go for walks, exercise, tell yourself every day, right in the mirror, looking into your own eyes, I love you. I love you. I am healthy. I am happy. I am full of love, and I receive so much love. Affirmations, they're amazing. Get window markers, write on your mirrors, write on your windows, whatever you want to do. There's ways to heal, and everybody can heal. So it's your choice to either stay stuck in the, I'll call it negativity of a broken heart, or you can make the choice to say, you know what, I'm tired of being hurt, and I just want to live my life and be happy, and then getting up and doing something about it. So yes, there's different ways to heal. Again, you can go for Reiki, you can go for IET, you can go for cranial sacral, you can go for massage, you can go for chakra balancing, you can go for, oh my God, acupuncture, acupressure, whatever other energy work there is out there. Many things can help. Talking to a counselor would help. But do something to help yourself, okay? Even if it's joining an online program, a group that you can go to anytime you want online, do that. But don't just sit there and go, I'll never feel better, because with that mindset, you will not feel better, because that's where your mind is being stuck on feeling sick, broken, sick, and grieving. So please, love yourself enough to heal what needs to be healed. So I want to thank you. This has been a great talk, and I'm just, always happy to bring information. And of course, if you ever have questions or want to get in contact with me, you can email me at sistersofsolace@yahoo.com. You can call our office at 508-636-4668. You can check out our website at sistersofsolace.net. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Lemonade, we're everywhere. And of course, YouTube. So it's been a great talk. I hope it helps you a lot. And I look forward to seeing you next month. Take care, everybody.